Is this the new cure for being old? And if you just chug down God knows how many pills, will it make you feel better? Hey, how's it going, guys? Max here. Today I have a very spontaneous video for you. It's my partner. These two articles that talk about NAD, circadian rhythm, whether or not supplementation is well tolerated. What about sleeping patterns? All of this I will cover in today's video. Quick disclaimer. I am not a medical doctor. I have a bachelor in biotechnology, master's degree in molecular biology, and a PhD in immunology. Currently, I'm working with cancer research, and that's my background. So take this whole video as an information piece. Let's start with the first most important topic, and that is sleep. Sleep is the most important thing, hands down. If you're trying to lose weight, gain muscle, feel better throughout the day, have more energy, sleep is the most important and crucial aspect in your life. And for that reason, down below, I will put a link to Joe Rogan podcast where he interviews a neurobiologist. I think the scientist is from California, and they talk about the importance of sleep. Second, I will also link these two papers so that you can read them for yourself. The first paper is from Cell. It's a really respectable and very prestigious scientific journal. Well, actually, it's Molecular Cell. Sorry, not Cell. They have a lot of different subtypes. And the second article is from Nature Communications, which is under the Nature umbrella. And what's interesting is that these scientists, with a very simple model where these scientists had a group of young and old mice, they were actually able to supplement old mice, and they were able to change their sleeping pattern to that sleeping pattern of young mice. It's basically because as we age, we start to lose this, you can call it a type of fuel for some of our cell processes called NAD. What happens is that as we age, we have less and less of this NAD available, and that can actually lead to quite a lot of health issues. And actually the authors here, they look what happens if they would boost this fuel in mice. It allows to reduce the age-associated insulin resistance and protects against central brain injury, heart failure, diabetic neuropathy, and also extends the lifespan. And what's interesting is that this NAD is also linked to this chronic calorie deficit. So you probably have heard that if you fast or if you are at a calorie restrictive diet, what happens is that it actually allows you to prolong your life. And there are many different articles on that. But one of the aspects that is interesting is that it's impossible to be constantly on a calorie deficit. You can only do that throughout a certain time. And also, this calorie deficit influences this NAD production. So if you eat less calories, your NAD levels go up, and you're more protected against, for example, heart failure or central brain injury, according to this article. One of the most important issues with this NAD depletion is that it can actually change your sleeping pattern. And this age-associated change in sleeping pattern, propensity to develop various diseases, can be somehow linked to this NAD. Again, this is not end-all be-all. This paper, this is just one paper. This is a very good paper, but it's only one research group. And we don't base our whole lifestyle or our health choices based on only one article, which is, by the way, this is not a clinical trial. This is just an interesting addition to the NAD functioning as a regulator of your sleeping pattern, and also it shows you this NAD in a positive light in regards to supplementation, which, by the way, this article talks about. However, let's just finish the first article. So the most important thing is that when you raise this NAD in old mice, they actually start to have a sleeping pattern and rhythm, like daily rhythm, of young mice. That is the most important thing. Now, will this work in humans? Don't know. There will probably be some research on this, but this is quite interesting. If we would be able to increase the level of NAD in old people, we would be able to reverse some age-related, not symptoms, I could say conditions. Okay, so that concludes it. So there might be a potential benefit of this article for us humans. Now, I actually found this other article, which I'll also link below, in terms of how well can we tolerate this NAD. And what the authors have actually looked at is a very specific type of supplementation, and this is called NR, or nicotinamide riboside. I'm not a chemist, I'm a biologist. The take-home message from this second study is that 60 healthy middle-aged men and women between the age of 55 and 79 tolerated well this supplement for 6 weeks, and the authors of this study did show that this supplementation increased NAD levels. And also, okay, just to combine these two articles, so what does that mean? What if is this the new cure for being old, and if you just chug down God knows how many pills, will it make you feel better? Probably not. But it is interesting to know that this supplementation is possible and actually does what it should do. This NR does what it should do, which is increases the NAD level. And then I'm actually really curious if people that take this NR supplement actually sleep better, actually feel better. Alright guys, I hope that I was able to explain both of these articles quite in a quite simple manner. If something is unclear, just make sure to write down in the comment below, and I will try to answer it as best I can. If you want to see more of this content, just make sure to let me know. It has been quite interesting to share this with you. I hope that you have learned something, and I just urge you guys to be a little bit more critical when it comes to reading, when to reading headlines in the news, or when reading even headlines in articles. Just the fact that this article has shown something positive in one model, particularly in a mouse model, does not mean that in humans it will work exactly like that. I hope that this little video explains these two articles quite simply, and I'll see you guys later.